Survive This Crit RPG edition. This juicy, delectable RPG is a la Jennifer's Body, where we have 3 agents of dead coming in to infiltrate Devil's Kettle High in hopes to figure out the source of demonic energy coming from the high school and the possible source for all of these murders. Big Chief Mac Macabre has employed Agent Joshua, Agent Nick, and Agent Rob for the task. So, agents, before I intro you into the story, go ahead and tell audiences a little bit about your class, your subclass, and a fun fact about your character.
I'll go first. I'm Agent Nick. I am the ferocious fist-fighting undercover agent going in as a student, Nick. Just, typical Gen Z guy. Little interesting fact about Nick, part of his undercover is that he's a big roller skater.
Nice. Roller skating is making a comeback.
Sometimes he likes to go to the roller rink, But he can't skate backwards. Never ask him to skate backwards. It's embarrassing.
All right. Agent Joshua.
I'm Agent Joshua, playing as a human warlock, and during this game, I'll be acting as a substitute teacher.
Very nice. All right, Agent Rob.
I'm Agent Rob, a hood classic, if you guys remember from the last one.
The goat.
The goat.
He's the goat. He actually, you know what? He's a rookie, but he slays every time.
Somehow read it. I am going in as a student, Rob. Most everyone around the school knows me as Rob. I'm a pretty chill guy, and I am a human paladin. One thing about Rob is that he gets along with everyone pretty well. He has no bullies. Yeah, he's a pretty chill guy. So
wait, so this is our first day going undercover, and everybody already knows you?
Yes.
That's Rob's charisma. He's a paladin.
Oh
of course, he's charismatic.
You wish you could be on my level.
Yeah, Agent Nick with his goggles here is
going undercover.
These are pit vipers. Okay?
You gotta do some preliminary work. So I've been laying that foundation already.
All right. Heck yeah. Nick, Agent Rob has already been messaging people on Instagram. So
all right, so the DMs.
Agents, your assignment is important as much as it is deadly. 2 of you will be undercover as students trying to infiltrate Devil's Kettle High to figure out the source of demonic energy at the school. Hell is high school. So Agent Rob and Agent Nick, you 2 are going to be undercover as students. These are unique circumstances. You're coming in on a half day leading up to the dance because given all the recent murders, they wanted to allow school to start later in the day and have a dance before it gets dark. So it's a little non-traditional, but you only will be in school for a half day. So that's better for all of us that didn't do great in high school. But Agent Nick, your schedule will be as follows. 4th period, U.S. history. Then lunch, 5th period, math, 6th period, biology. Agent Rob, your schedule will be 4th period, English. Lunch, 5th period, gym, where you will be a TA. And 6th period, biology. Agent Joshua, your schedule will be 4th period, biology, lunch in the teacher's lounge. 5th period, biology, 6th period, biology. You notice that all of you have biology at the end of the day. Keep that in mind as you pursue this investigation. The game mechanics will work as such because you guys are all going to be in separate locations. Each player will be able to question 1 student. At that point, you can make an investigation or perception check to see if you can find any clues or a particular person to question. And then shortly after that, the class will end, and then you'll move on to the next period. Agents, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Born ready.
Wait, Josh, are you gonna have lunch in the teacher's lounge? Oh boy.
I'm a substitute teacher, so I'm not gonna have it with the students.
You gotta get the tea.
Let us begin. The 3 of you park Joshua driving because he is acting as a substitute teacher about a block away from school in what is called a tasty car, almost in hopes to lure someone who's thinking malicious or devilish thoughts toward the car. It's a red hot Chevrolet 1960s, and you do have your battle gear in the trunk of it. So just keep in mind, if you ever come face to face with battle, you will have to leave the grounds of the school, go to your car, and come back, which will be an action. There are also tuxedos in there for the school dance that night, where they will be playing all of the jammin' hits. The three of you are walking up to the school. Joshua is leading the way, seeing that he is a substitute teacher. And you have walked into the grounds of Devil's Kettle High. The environment is strange. There's clearly been mourning, but people are clearly trying to get past it and getting amped for the school dance that night. There's a lot of flirtatious teenage girls that are looking for last-minute dates for the dance. You three are headed to your fourth period. So ring, ring, the school bell rings, and you are all headed to class. Is there anyone you want to interact with on your way to class?
I just immediately go up to everyone who passes me by. I go, "Hello, fellow kid. Hey, fellow kid. Hey, fellow kid."
One girl looks at you. She goes, I didn't know we had a bit of stubble in high school.
No cap. It's just my glow up.
A teacher walks by you and says, "No sunglasses indoors."
Whoa. Big L, teach. Gosh.
You could have rolled against that, but good for you for listening to authority.
You know what? You got a point. Can I roll against it?
Yeah, go for it. Roll charisma. Give the teacher a really good reason why you need to wear your shades.
Okay, I'll say teach, it's just part of my glow up, it's part of my fit. You can't let me take this off.
Okay. What did you roll?
13, so I got a 12.
That does not suffice. The teacher is like, you can wear it outside during your lunch break, but outside of that, in the classroom, you need to have your sunglasses off. This is maybe based on a real high school experience that I went through.
Big L. All right.
So you all go into class. Joshua heads into biology. Nick heads into US history. And Robert heads into English. So with all of you sitting, paying attention in class, let's start with Joshua. As you're taking attendance, you notice that the atmosphere in the room is generally pretty low. People seem to be depressed and unexcited to be there learning biology. So at this point, you can decide if, as the class is going on, if you want to make investigation check or perception check or question a student.
I'm going to take a perception check to see if anybody is not in that depressive mood that everyone else is in.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
I rolled a nat 20.
Oh my gosh. So there's no one who is not depressed, but there is one girl who is exceptionally depressed. So as class goes on, you are able to call her up to your desk as part of an assignment. Let's just call her Goth Janet. So a girl with jet black hair and tons of eyeliner, basically covering her eyelids, comes up to the desk and is like, "I finished my project on the mitochondria."
The powerhouse of the cell?
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, does she go by Goth Janet, or can I just call her Janet?
You can call her Janet. She probably would get offended by Goth Janet.
You should totally call her Goth Janet.
Hey, thank you so much for turning this in at such a quicker pace than all the other students, Janet. May I ask why you're taking this course if you're clearly so far beyond the knowledge of your peers?
I don't know, man. It was required. Just like, why should things in life be required? And she starts to choke up a little bit. There's so much life to live for, and I don't know why we're even here. Why is the mitochondria the powerhouse of the cell if life can be taken away so quickly? And she starts to cry.
That blows my mind as well. It blows my mind as well, Janet. I am completely shocked that the powerhouse of the cell cannot sustain life indefinitely. But here we are.
Is there anything else you want to ask her, or you just want to let her do her thing?
I'm gonna let her do her thing, but I want to keep an eye on her.
Okay,
As much as I
so
can.
she dries her mascara, which has now streaked down her cheeks like a raccoon, but a la the goth style. And we're gonna pop over to Nick's classroom in US history. So you guys are learning about the American Revolution. And the
Ooh.
teacher is doing something similar to Charlie Brown, the type of vibe.
All right, who am I sitting next to? Who's around me?
So there's a guy with shaggy hair, a la 2010. He goes like this quite often to shake his hair back. You don't know his real name, but in attendance, they just call him Chip.
Ooh, okay. Anyone else that's around me, or is it just Chip?
There's just other students that you have not had the chance to meet.
Okay. Any cute girls around me that I should talk to?
Are you saying that as an adult talking about children?
No, no. I'm saying that as I know what my mission is, and I suspect.
Yes, there are not a whole lot of teenage girls in the room. There are teenage girls, but they're clumped together in pairs, and none of them seem to be raising suspicion. But you can roll a perception or wisdom check to verify.
I'll make a vibe check.
Who knew that we needed Nick to be as Gen Z as possible?
I got a 13 on my vibe check.
You 13 on your vibe check. Yeah, from examining the room, you don't see anything that is peculiarly out of fashion. You just see normal students that look like they're in grieving, but that they're also really excited for the dance. From the vibes that you're getting, it's a whole bunch of teenage hormones.
I remember those. All right. I'll lean into Chip, towards Chip real fast. I'll be like, I'll look at him and go, U.S. history, more like U.S. history.
Roll a charisma check. Let's see if you can charm him with that quippy note.
14. So
Then he looks at you and kind of chuckles, and he's like, I don't know, man. Everyone processes grieving in their own way. Guess some of us have to be dumb.
Hey man, name's Nick. What's up with the L vibe going on around here? Looks like everyone's just such a downer.
Go ahead and roll investigation again.
I got a 14 on investigation.
Investigation? Okay.
Yeah.
So he says, man, it's been so weird, dude. Like, 2 people have died. Like recently. And a whole bunch of people died in a fire. My girlfriend was there, and she could tell you all about it. She was a survivor. I can't believe that she made it out alive. I love my girlfriend so much. She's just the best.
Loving your girlfriend? Okay, boomer.
And then he immediately focuses on his work based on your snotty comment. And we're going to hop into Robert's classroom with 4th period English. Go ahead and make an investigation or perception check to see what the vibe is of the room.
15 on investigation.
The first one who's actually gotten a great investigation check so far. So based on what you can read in the room, you see that everyone is politely reading their books. You see one girl that clearly has the English book, but another bigger book inside of it. And you can see the end of the title says Ology, and there is a very scary looking creature on the cover of the book that she's reading.
Sus. Yeah, this girl's mad sus.
So you are welcome to sneakily question her if you would like, as class is starting to wind down.
I would love to ask her what she's reading, but in a way that's like not gonna scare her or like make her feel uncomfortable with sharing, I guess.
You can roll
persuasion.
Like persuasion, or you can roll to be charming. You don't have to make it automatically bad.
Be charming, Rob. You got this.
Or do you still want me to roll persuasion or what?
Yeah, go ahead and roll persuasion if that's what you'd like to roll. I'm trying to play to your guys' strengths in the beginning.
21.
21. Nice. Okay, so with a 21, you pass her a little note that says, I like reading too. What are you reading? And she looks over and she does like the... and she sends a note back that says, I would tell you, but you wouldn't believe me. Meet me after class. So the bell rings.
Whoa.
Ring, ring. At the end of the classroom, you and her are there talking. She's a beautiful blonde with wide eyes, and she looks like an
Oh,
innocent high
no,
schooler.
you can't make her blonde. My weakness.
Your weakness. So go ahead, and if you have questions, ask her. She says, "Hi, I think are you new here?"
I'm gonna say, hey, with Riz.
Look, I have a boyfriend. I'm not interested in that way. It's
Keep
just nice
pushing,
to
Rob.
be noticed.
So what were you reading?
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Oh my goodness. 13.
13. She says, I don't know. You wouldn't believe me if I told you, but I think there's something going on here that's like in the spiritual realm. So I guess I'm reading up on demonology.
Ah, demonology. Have you learned anything interesting?
Go ahead
Or
and
of-
roll to see if she'll actually answer your question.
Oh my gosh.
She's
Okay.
very reserved. Each question requires a roll. She's
Ah,
an onion to be unpeeled.
got a 5.
Okay.
Unpeeled?
So the way he asks his follow-up question is very demanding. Like his agent comes out, he's like, "What do you know?" And she's like, "I gotta go to class." And
Oh
she
my
runs
gosh.
out of the room.
No.
Bring. Time to go to your next class period. And it is lunch for all of you. So Nick and Robert are going to navigate a high school lunchroom while Joshua navigates the teacher's lounge with the layout of the basic high school and going to the cafeteria. Nick and Rob are walking somewhat close to each other, enough that they can kind of hear each other, but that they could easily act like they don't know each other, as seeing that they're undercover. So what are you two going to do? Do you want to sit together? Do you want to sit separate? Do you want to divide
Oh,
up?
can I go check out what the food is?
Where are you sitting?
Whatever the kids like. I kind of, I said I did some preliminary work and, was talking to some people. Let's sit with some of the people I hit up.
Okay, let's roll perception to see if you can recognize your internet friends.
Oh, let's go. 18.
18?
Yes.
So you roll up right to the athletics kid table where all the jocks are. Most of them are wearing their football jerseys, but they've like allowed them to be kind of dyed black and mourning. They're like, "Big L for life, man. Big win that you're finally here, dude. Welcome to Devil's Kettle High." So you get welcomed right away to the cool kid athletic table. You come up and you're like, I don't know how to be a Gen Zer. Rob would do a better example than me, but you come up with no food and you manage to find a seat at the table. Nick, where are you headed?
I'm gonna walk past the lunch line, give the lunch lady just a look of like, I don't need your crap. I don't need the stuff you're serving.
She looks at you as if she read your mind and was like, I get paid either way.
And I just look I'm like, what? And I just go and I start looking for my buddy Chip.
All right. Go ahead and roll investigation and see if you can pick him out of the lunchroom.
That is a 13.
A 13. So you can see him at the table closest to the gym building, closest to the exit toward the gym building in the storage room, the far right table. He's sitting there with a pretty blonde girl with wide set eyes.
All right. Here I go.
Oh, maybe that's the blonde girl I was talking to.
I guess you won't know because you guys are at separate tables, my dude.
I'm just putting that out there so, Nick takes action accordingly.
All right. So I put my hands together. I'm like, time to get back into character.
Oh, yes. It is lunch. He can wear his cool guide shades again.
Exactly. So I'm wearing my Vipers. I stroll on up. And I go, hey, fellow kids. How's it going?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my gosh. Chip looks at you and says, I don't know, man. I just spent $12 on a corsage for the dance tonight.
$12. That's a big L, man. You can get one at Costco for like 10.
That's not much of a difference, says the blonde girl next to him.
$2 for high school kids? Every dollar counts.
Why are you talking about high schoolers in like a third person tense? Says the blonde girl.
Hey, sometimes it's just the vibe.
Roll manipulation to see if you convince her that you are indeed a high schooler.
Oh no.
Manipulation? You mean persuasion? Or
Persuasion. Sorry, yes, I have Monster of the Week on my brain for some reason.
okay, I need to look closely here. A solid 17.
A solid 17. She
What's up?
looks at you and is like, fine, and allows you to sit at the table with her. So you are sitting across from Chip and the blonde girl next to him. So you each will have a chance to question somebody at your table, but let's set the scene for where Joshua is at. So Joshua walks into what appears to be a normal teacher's lounge. However, as he looks closer, he realizes that each teacher in their cup has some sort of booze in it. The smell of alcohol reeks from the room as soon as he walks in.
I make quite a scene because I actually walk with a staff. Got like a slight limp going on, but it's not too noticeable unless you're staring at me. But then again, I have the staff, so everyone's staring at me. So it's step, step, clunk, step, step, clunk. And I whisper under my breath, "That's booze. I knew it."
You're like, I'm going to fit in so well here. So
I sit in a corner and, pull out some reading material. And I focus my attention on the teachers in the room and appear to be reading. And I just want to wait for the first 5-10 minutes, maybe 15, just to see if anybody's talking about the abnormal and apparent weird supernatural occurrences.
Nice.
Just to see it, like, what I can glean off of the fellow teachers.
Love it. Okay. Can you
So,
roll
investigation?
Yeah, roll investigation.
All right, that is a 23.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so shortly, like 5 minutes after you've been sitting there pretending to read your book, what book are you pretending to read?
Well, I'm a biology teacher, so it's actually not a book. It's a magazine. It's a science magazine called Chemistry. And it's just got a bunch of like chemicals and vials on the cover page.
Nice. All right. I love it. So, like 5 minutes after, two younger female teachers have their heads together and they're just whispering, like, oh my gosh, can you believe they're still having the dance after two students died? Why would they do that? And they're clearly in distress about the fact that they have to chaperone a dance tonight after recent horrific events have occurred. So
I continue to listen.
Okay. While you're continuing to listen, let's hop back over to Agent Rob, who is at the cool kid athletics jock kid table. So go ahead and roll investigation or perception to see if there's someone at the table you want to question.
6 on investigation.
You look around and you're like, you all are winners. This is just some good vibes. And they share their lunch with you, which is just more than enough validation that you need.
I was gonna ask, like, not as like a legit question, but like I was gonna tell them, yo, the lunch ladies were being major L's. Like, what kind of macros y'all packing? I know y'all are athletes, so share with
they all got you covered because they're on the athletics team. They each get 2 lunch trays each. So they share with you, and you guys are just feasting in the corner. Now that brings us over to Nick. Go ahead and roll perception for the vibe and see if there's anyone that, like, within Chip or the blonde, if you can question one of them.
I got a 19.
19?
Yeah.
So you can definitely tell that she is a lot more reserved than he is. Even when he puts his arm around her, she kind of shrinks back to the touch, as if she's slightly uncomfortable with something in her surroundings. It's not necessarily him, but you can tell she's very tense.
Okay. I look at both of them. I go, hey, so I heard there's a dance tonight, and I think it'd be pretty chill to be going. and I gotta convince my parents. They've been hearing about these murders going on. You guys wouldn't happen to know anything about any of that, would you?
Nice. Solid question. Go ahead and roll for it. Roll for investigation.
All right, I got a solid 4.
So within that, you notice a couple more people join their table, just other high schoolers, and you're just now surrounded by high schoolers, and they kind of ignore your question. They just go on to talk about the dance, and they're like, yeah, it's crazy how expensive it is to rent a limo. Would you believe how much my dress cost? The tailoring for it was crazy. And now they have completely ignored you and what you had to say. And now we are back over to Joshua, who is in the teacher's lounge, who has been observing and listening in on the drama that has been going down.
So have I heard any juicy conversations?
I would need you to roll again to verify for that.
All right. So just so you know, I have a +6 in investigation, but I rolled a 9, so that's a 15.
Okay. So with your 15, you can hear a little bit more talking about like the specific victims that have been killed. You hear that there was a jock who was a beloved quarterback of the team and a emo kid. And you also hear that there was a massive fire that was at a local bar a few days before all this happened. But outside of that, with a 15, you're not given much more details unless you want to approach a teacher and ask questions.
Okay, so I'm gonna approach the teacher who mentioned the goth kid, and I want to see how close they were to how close that goth kid who passed away was close to Janet. So I rolled a nat 20 again. So that's
Oh
a
my
26.
gosh.
So
The
with your
crow.
nat 20, Mrs. Smith, the English teacher, looks at you. When you ask, you come up humbly asking, like, I had a student cry in my class today. I'm a substitute teacher. I'm not entirely sure why she would cry in my class. And she looks at you with a solemn heart and says, her best friend, Colin Gray, died tragically. He was found in an abandoned house, just completely torn to bits. It didn't even look human. And she's expected to just keep going to school. I don't know why. Why haven't they closed down school? Why are we still having this dance? But I think the students are determined to move past it.
I understand. And I immediately leave and go to the cafeteria to find Janet.
Go ahead and roll perception to see if you can see her amongst the crowd, or investigation to me, because there's lots of people.
So that time I rolled a 3, but that's still plus, what did I say, 6?
Yeah.
So 9.
So with a 9, you don't see her in the crowd.
Okay.
You don't even see Agent Nick and Agent Robert within the crowd. At this point, I'm gonna say lunch is over and you guys are headed back into your next period. All right, so let's start with Nick. With Agent Nick, you are in math class now, specifically geometry. Go ahead and roll perception to get a vibe of who's in the room.
Vibe check, here we go. Nat 20.
You got a nat 20?
Yeah.
You little butthead.
Do all like the emotions and vibes of every person just kind of come clearly to me like some type of heads up display? Like I'm the Terminator?
Basically, everyone is like uber depressed, but they're masking it with their desire to go to the dance. Except for one girl. One girl is wearing completely black clothing, black nail polish, black eyeliner. Her head is down as if she has cried multiple times throughout the day.
Okay.
And amidst math class, is there anything you want to ask her?
I go up to the goth girl. I look at her and I can tell that she probably looks like she needs a little cheering up. So maybe I can go, hey girl, so do you always look like a snack, or did you wake up that way?
She says, are you asking me to the dance?
Sure.
She gets tears in her eyes and is like, I guess I'll go. I thought I was gonna have to protest the dance, but sure, let's go together. What was your name?
I look at her and go, my name is Nick. I should have you know that as a general rule, I'm a major feminist, and I like to respect women's boundaries. So that's how I'm gonna be. That's how I'm gonna
She's
be.
like,
But hey, we can still go together, you and me. You seem like a special. You seem
roll
like a.
roll charisma against her charisma real quick.
So I got a 15.
15. Okay, so you did beat her. She's like, I heard that they're gonna try to sneak liquor in the punch bowl.
And I
Maybe
go,
we can enjoy some together.
Ask her why she was going to protest the dance.
that's that sounds really cool. I'd love to do that, but first, can you tell me why do you want to protest the dance?
Roll for persuasion, because you made her happy for the first time all day.
I know, right? Man, okay, I got a 13.
Okay, yeah. She looks at you and is like, ugh, dances are just so high school. Just wait until I move to New York City and I start writing my own blogs and I'm gonna blow people out of the water.
Yeah, no cap, no cap. I like that.
So she tries to grab your hand as you're starting to head back to your desk.
I'm like, oh, thank you. I look at it like I don't know what to do at all with it. I go, I respect women so much. I don't think you need me to hold your hand for you. You're a strong, powerful you're a strong, powerful woman. You
Roll
don't need me.
charisma.
16.
She's like, I am a strong, powerful woman. I'll hold my own hand.
Yeah,
She's so
testify.
convinced by that. And it's like,
Oh.
I'll see you at the dance. I'll be there at 5 o'clock wearing red.
Nick's
And
dating
she
the
is
freaking
so-
demon, bro. What is your issue?
Back over to Agent Rob as we're in this classroom setting. Robert, you are now a TA for gym. The gym teacher is this big burly dude who's like, let's go outside and run some laps. Good for the endorphins. And then we're going to have everyone try to do some pull-ups. You have to beat your mile time from earlier in the year. If you don't, you fail.
Wait, am I in gym class right now?
No, it's for
Okay.
Robert.
Okay.
Robert is the TA, so he is directing people.
Should I roll investigation?
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
I got a 1.
You got a 1?
A
Oh my
critical
gosh.
failure, bro.
So bad. So bad. So actually what happens in this instance, Robert, is you notice from across the way there's a girl. She's definitely 18, but there's a very cute girl who is running, but she's tossing her hair back and she's laughing. And you are just enamored by her presence. It's almost like she's connected to you. Like you are the only guy in the world.
Oh,
So go
hell.
ahead and roll a wisdom saving
Rob, that's
throw.
the demon girl.
Wisdom saving throw.
That's the succubus man.
Not 20, 21. Let's go.
Okay, so you resist her charm. You see that she is indeed a beautiful girl, though, and that the world seems to revolve around her and her mini hoodies. But she is running on the track, and clearly every boy, every girl, every teacher is enamored by her. But for some reason, you seem immune to it at the moment. Is there anyone you want to question or investigate while you're here?
Yeah. I'll ask. I don't know if any of the other athletic guys are in this class with me, but if there's any of them in there, or just a student who particularly excels in the class, or like seems like
So
they
you're
pay
running at
attention
the
really
top
well.
of the track and with another student. Go ahead and roll and see what you want to ask them.
Persuasion.
Okay. What do you want to ask them?
Yo, do you know anything about that girl running laughing? It's kind of odd. Weird breathing patterns.
Weird breathing patterns.
So the person you're talking to happens to be the kicker for the football team. And he looks at you and he's like, man, no one can get through to her. She has to choose you. She's Jennifer. And like you hear whimsical music in the background with her name being said. And you can tell that even he is completely enamored. He's like, I've asked her to the dance 4 times, and she has said no 4 times.
Number
And-
5, baby.
Number 5, baby. He's like, "Are you thinking of asking her to the dance, man? I think she's going stag."
I don't know yet. Just keeping my options open, like a W man's. Can I use divine sense before we switch classes? I'll just
Sure.
I can
I'm
say in the
giving you-
context, I'll be like, yo man, sorry. Super important to me. I gotta pray before I finish this run. It keeps me going. I just like kind of
Okay.
run off to the side of the track.
Ooh,
Yeah,
he's
go
part
ahead
of
and run off
FCA.
to the side of the track.
So it says anyone within 60 feet, until the end of my next turn, I can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend, undead that is not behind total cover. So I'm trying to see and sense if there's anything off about her or anyone in the gym class in particular.
Oh, she is evil. Not just high school evil. You can feel something off about her specifically. And what is more horrifying to you is that she walks right up to you, tosses her hair back, and you hear almost that glimmering music again. And you need to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Again, Val.
Resist,
Oh,
Rob, resist.
Let's go. 17.
Oh my gosh, why do you keep winning? This is really obnoxious. So
He's the
she
main
looks
character.
at you and it's like, "Hey, I don't think I've seen you like here before." And you just instantly repel it with like, "Sorry, I'm busy
Sorry.
praying."
Sorry, but you're not my type.
And she looks at you and is like, and flips her hair and walks the other way without giving you a second thought.
W men's.
All right, so now you boys are in the next period. Ironically, all three of you are in biology, the class that Joshua is teaching. So each of you get to make a separate observational or investigation check while you're in this room. So Joshua, what are you teaching about while you're in here?
So obviously, I'm teaching on the powerhouse of the cell still because every period throughout that day is the same lesson, right?
Mhm.
So I make sure because I had time to prepare for this specific lesson, knowing that Agent Nick and Agent Rob would be in my course. I have two assignments specific for them that I'm going to pass out to them respectively and ensure that they answer a very specific question that's on page 2 of the assignment, which is report any findings you may have learned. So
As you're about to pass out your papers, a very eager girl named Susie jumps up and is like, "I'm the TA. I can help you pass out papers."
Oh
So-
no.
Oh, that's all right, Susie. Sit back down.
Not a
And
pick me, girl.
Sit down, girl.
Go ahead
Tell her
and
no
roll,
pick me's in class.
roll persuasion to make her sit back down.
Sure.
She is used to stepping all over her old teacher.
I rolled a 17.
The 17 is fine. She crosses her arms like and sits back down and is not happy with you. But you pass out the papers the way that you intended.
Is Josh gonna say anything about me wearing pit vipers in class, or am I all good? How do you run your class?
This is my introduction. As you all enter my classroom and you take your seats, I say, all right, quiet down. You all can call me Joshua or Mr. Olson or Joshua, but you know, I'm cool, so call me what you want. But you know, be respectful. So Joshua or Mr. Olson. And
Nice.
you know, wear your hats, wear your sunglasses. I don't care, I'm cool. But be respectful.
You notice that quite a few girls in the room, seeing your scruffle and your backwards cap, are like, okay. There's a few teenage hormonal girls that are like very enthralled by the idea of a
Which
young.
is exactly why I told the TA to sit down.
I lean over towards those girls. I'm assuming I'm sitting next to them. I go, TFW, that feeling when you want to call the sub daddy, right?
Go ahead and roll some sort of charisma to see if you can like not totally isolate yourself as a loser with that comment.
I feel like that would never isolate me. What are you talking about? All those girls are already enamored.
But it's weirder when a stranger they've never met agrees with that.
You mean a stranger that looks like a normal high schooler? who just got an 18.
Oh yeah. They look at you and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
slay.
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 He's the goat.
All three of you roll investigation rolls, please, and see if there's anything in the classroom that you can observe that is odd.
15.
17.
11.
11. So Agent Nick, as you were like trying to be like blending in with the cool kids at your desk toward the back of the classroom, you notice nothing going on. Agent
Probably
Rob,
the Pit
you are
Vipers.
seated in the middle, and you notice that there is a blonde girl and the girl that you saw earlier that you detected was evil sitting on the opposite side of the classroom as you. And you notice that the girl that you detected as evil is very smiley and definitely laying eyes upon the substitute teacher. But she is just a little too happy to be there given the circumstances. And the blonde next to her seems to be trying to get her to chill, as the kids would say.
This is the blonde that I talked to earlier.
Yeah, it's the same blonde from English class.
Okay.
And her book on
Demonology.
Demonology, yes. And she is sitting next to someone that she is obviously trying to calm down, who's very excited. Now, Joshua, as substitute teacher, you're in the front, so you get a clear-eye view of everything. You notice that most of the students are pretty depressed, but they're masking their depression with excitement for the upcoming dance. Most of them appear to be excited, except for across the room, to your left, yeah. There's a girl with brunette hair who seems to be just generally happy. She's glowing, basically almost raising out of her seat. And she looks at you and she smiles. And I am going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no,
That's
Josh.
your turn.
Don't fall for a teenage girl, Josh.
All right, let me see. All right, so that's a +1, so that's 18.
18.
Ooh.
You guys are rolling so
Let's
high,
go.
it's genuinely frustrating. So she looks at you very intently and then looks at you almost like she's frustrated, like she can't understand you. What you didn't know is that she was trying to read your mind. But you see the blonde next to her kind of elbow her to try to get her to pay attention to class. And you see her like twirl her hair and be like, he's just so yummy. And
Now I'm gathering all of this, correct?
yes, you're gathering all this information.
And I took attendance, so I
You
know
took
that
attendance.
her
Yes.
name is Jennifer.
Yes,
Yeah.
her name is Jennifer, based on the attendance that you took. So from there, you guys have class. And then now that you all have been interviewed, the people next to you, class is done. Goth Janet immediately out of the hallway appears in front of Nick. It's like,
Oh.
are you ready for the dance?
Hey. You know it. No cap, can't wait.
It's in an hour. Where are you gonna like change or something? Did you buy me a corsage? What are you even doing?
I look back for a second. I'm like, I just met you. What are you? But I don't say that. I go, is there any chance that there's a corsage in the trunk with the tux and everything? Because you said we had all that in the trunk of the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go, hey, girl, you know, I got you. It's gonna match and everything.
Oh gosh, I'm wearing red.
I see. I would know that because I listen. Because I'm a total feminist. I listen to everything you say.
So
Before-
while this conversation is happening, the two of you can each take an additional conversation with somebody in the room.
Okay, so class is dismissed, but not everyone has left the class yet, correct?
Nobody is really left. People are gathering their books, moving out slowly, but Goth Janet has run in. She is ready for Nick to take her to the dance.
I can't just like look around and maybe talk to someone else.
Everywhere you look, she's like right there. She's moving with you. Like,
Oh.
who are we gonna talk to, honey?
Hey, I look at her and I go, hey, Janet, you can't just be a pick-me girl, like we gotta.
Rough, dude. It's hard.
I know. Look, like you gotta You gotta let people know that you're a strong, independent woman, right? Come on. You don't need no man. Like, I'm here just to have fun with you, you know?
Go ahead and roll persuasion to see if you convinced her of anything.
That's a nat 20.
Why are you guys rolling so high on this game? My goodness. Okay, so she looks at you and is like, I guess you're right. I don't even need a man. Do you want to just go as friends?
Heck yeah, I do. I give her a high five. Bam.
And you guys, she leaves, and Nick, now you're waiting for Agent Joshua and Agent Rob to have conversations with other people in the classroom. So
I really
Agent
dodged a bullet
Rob,
there.
I want to talk to the demon girl, the evil girl.
the evil girl.
Yeah,
Okay,
Jennifer.
so what's your approach? Are you walking like right up to her? Are you kind of
Yeah.
looking at her from afar?
I'm gonna walk right up to her.
What's your opening line?
Don't come to the dance. and I'm gonna roll intimidation to convince her to not come to the dance.
Why are you intimidating her?
Okay, go ahead and roll intimidation.
Bet. 19.
19.
Yes.
She's actually genuinely afraid. And you see the blonde step in front of her and say, what the is your problem? Do you realize what we've been through here? Jennifer gently puts Needy aside and says, no, I can handle this. And she looks at you intently. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw.
16.
So with a 16, she looks at you and is like, I think you and I need to have a conversation. So she kind of gently grabs your elbow in a way that's almost charismatic and non-threatening and walks you out into the hallway.
Wait, does he walk past me?
You are in the back, but you are not able to intervene.
Oh no.
And Joshua, go ahead and have your conversation with who you'd like to converse with.
You should converse with me.
So there's a couple things here that I'd like to make sure are still in place.
Yeah.
The assignments, they should have been turned back in at the end of the period.
Yes. You're looking over your papers at this point, and you know exactly what Robert and Nick have discovered. Which, if you two want to give a SparkNotes summary for him, what you would have written on the paper, that'd be great.
Mine, based on what I've learned today via conversations, are that I dodged a bullet being labeled a pedophile.
Nice.
Good to hear.
Congratulations. Robert, what did your paper say before you were...
I wrote Jennifer equals bad, potentially working with blonde girl. Stay alert. Yeah.
Oh, I also wrote down the lunch here sucks.
Okay, so what I would like to propose is that while Nick is having his conversation and while Rob is having his conversation, I'm flipping through these, making sure to read Nick and Rob's first, and then just kind of flipping through the rest until Rob and Jennifer leave together. I would like to tail them at a very healthy distance.
Roll stealth.
Oh, yeah.
See how sneakily you can walk down the hall. What did you roll?
I'm gonna take a picture of this.
Is it a
I rolled
20?
a nat 20 again.
Are you kidding me? So you were
Can't be
you were
detected.
so sneaky. You're so
With that
freaking
limp?
sneaky. With that limp, even with the cane like thudding in the hall, you happen to line it up with the footsteps of the students almost perfectly. So your step, step, plunk, step, step, plunk matches with the students in the hall. And as you are in the hall, you notice that Jennifer is leading Robert out near the gym. And now, Robert, you are alone with Jennifer in the gym, the gymnasium that is adjacent to the school. She turns to you with a glare in her eyes and says, what's your problem with me? Don't you know that I rule this school? I was a snowflake queen.
I'd like to ask her, so why are you so happy when 2 students just died? It's a little off-putting to me and the rest of the students.
Fair. She's gonna cast Charm Person again, so go ahead and roll another wisdom saving throw.
That was not too great.
What
No.
did you get?
That was a 6.
Yeah! Jennifer's like, I guess it's just my form of grieving. Maybe you can help me process some of it. And she takes you outside, and at this point, you are charmed by her. So she basically has, to some degree, control of you. So she walks you to the
Nice.
forest, Nice! She walks you to the forest outside the school, and she sits under a tree. Her eyes well up with tears. It's like, she's like, I don't know how they expect us to keep going. There's so much pressure with the dance in school and the students who've died. I guess you wouldn't understand being a new kid and all. And you are just enamored by her. You don't really see a reason to leave. Your sense of good and evil is temporarily disbarred. You just see her as a human girl in need of help.
I would like to make the case, can I be going towards the car at this time? Because I saw Josh leave and I knew I had to go get that tuxedo for my date.
Yes, but you guys are going to be going past the parking lot on the opposite side of the school. Robert, is there anything you'd like to ask this very human, sad girl who's opened herself up to you? Her vulnerability is unbelievable.
Why are we so far away from the school? I need to be with the students. If they're as sad as you are, I need to be with them.
She looks at you. It's like, I am like the best person in the school. What do you mean? You don't want to be with me and comfort me in my time of need? Did you know that Colin was a boyfriend of mine? Did you know that?
Colin?
The boy who died, you idiot.
He was your boyfriend?
One of.
That's funny because I was told that he was someone else's boyfriend. So it seems like you and someone else are not gonna be getting along soon.
She said, are you kidding me? And her eyes turn white for a second. And she is gonna cast a cantrip called Agonizing Blast.
Oh my gosh.
So, with this Eldritch Blast, instead of choosing to eat you, she looks at you dead in the eyes. And two forces of light stream out of her chestal region toward you.
Oh my gosh. What is that?
And I need a roll to see if it actually hits, though.
Her chestal region.
So, with the modifier it hits, I'm gonna need you to roll 2d10 damage.
My gosh. 8.
You take 8 damage total?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as Nick is headed back toward the car, he hears a scream coming from the woods. It sounds familiar. Almost like... It sounds like that.
Omagashi. Which means friend in Japanese.
And it sounds like it's coming just from the opposite side of the school.
Okay.
Eden Joshua, what are you doing in the midst of all this?
So, previously, I stealthily followed Rob and Jennifer all the way to the forest. I was keeping a healthy distance, just kind of trying to look like a substitute teacher still. But as soon as I see that white light come out of her body, I also cast Eldritch Blast.
Oh no!
With your Eldritch Blaster?
With my staff.
With
Oh,
his
with your
staff.
staff.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. Gnarly, okay.
A beam of crackling energy streaks towards a creature within range, which is 300 feet.
Okay. Jennifer is definitely close enough.
Does 8 plus 2, 10. Does 10 hit?
No.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
Alright, so
no.
I've clearly revealed that I am not a substitute teacher.
I'm running to the car. I'm trying to, I open up the trunk and I see the tux, I see my shield. What other equipment is there that I can grab for everybody?
Any DEAD supplied equipment, it's very minimal though because they want you to blend in with the high schoolers. So your suit, your shield, those are the primary things in there. Anything else that is a small handheld weapon that you can tuck into your suit, that's part of your character sheet, that can be a part of it.
Okay, well, I only need my shield. Is there any equipment that you guys need?
I
You
have
can't communicate with them.
I'm not communicating with. This is all here. Let me roll for recollection right now. I got a 19 on my history check. Okay.
Okay, well, that's actually pretty good.
So
you
by history, I remember, Rob, what was that piece of equipment you really like?
My longsword, of course.
I grab his longsword,
nice.
my tux, and my shields.
Nice. Are you changing into your tux like right then and there?
Would I burn a turn if I had to put on the tux?
I'd allow it.
Okay, so I
you
put on...
committed to the costume a lot.
Okay, I slip on the tux. I take a little tuck of the bow tie I'm wearing. Yeah. Still wearing the pit vipers. Got my shield in hand. Rob's longsword, and I'm booking it to the fight. 'Cause I know what's going down. I know that's an Eldritch Blast.
You know an Eldritch Blast when you see one.
Exactly.
All right, so back to Robert's storyline. Jennifer looks at him and is like, "What? You don't want to play? I thought that's what you were here for." And you can see that she has some power. And go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw. This is for her turn, and then it'll be your turn.
A 10.
A 10. So she dominates your being. So every turn
What?
Dominates your being.
What?
She dominates your being for the day. So she has control of you while you're conscious. So she can determine your actions moving forward.
What?
So she looks at you and basically she takes one of your curls from your hair and she's like, "Nice hair. I guess you'll do." You can see her eyes are completely white, like there's nothing inside of her except for evil. But you're stuck in this position of being vulnerable to her. So now
course,
your actions, you can roll a wisdom saving throw to try to break what she has you under, but she is dominating you at this point.
Okay. I'll roll wisdom saving. I got a 16. No good. Is that if it meets, it beats. Meets beats.
It's too good. That's the issue. You keep rolling too freaking high. So
That's his main character powers.
with a blink.
So do I break the charm, but not
Yeah.
the domination, essentially?
She still has control of your being for this time. You're not necessarily charmed by her, but you realize you have no power over her at this current point. But your charm has been broken.
Okay.
So you're not like in love with her anymore. You're just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And you're just like a puppet doll, basically.
Yes.
So, Nick, you are running back over. In the meantime, we're going to check in with Joshua. Joshua, how close are you? Are you trying to initiate combat? What is your strategy?
What I would like to do first is cast invisibility on myself.
Oh, of course. Nice.
Am I allotted a cantrip on top of that?
All right, Nick, what are you doing as you're dressed to kill?
Dressed to
basically?
kill, baby. All right. I run. Am I finally like in the area of combat? Am I in the woods?
So you're running to the football field like as fast as you can. Other students can see you in your bright powder blue tux, carrying a sword, running to the forest, and they've all
Any chance while I'm running? Since I'm running, you said I was by the football field. Is the football coach there? And he just have like a little timer. And he's like, "Shh, dang, new record."
You know what? They don't notice you. There is
fine.
the blonde girl that notices you, that you guys have seen around today around Jennifer. You see the blonde girl notice you and watching you very closely as you run. And she very quietly starts to walk toward the woods as well.
Okay. Well, that's not good, but I guess I technically don't notice her. I run into the woods. I have Rob's sword and equipped to me. It's on my back, but I got my shield in hand.
Nice.
I look over at Rob. Can I tell that there's something going on with him?
Roll
Okay.
perception to verify.
I have 15.
15.
Yeah.
So with a 15, you can tell something is off, but you don't know what. You can tell he's been beaten up a little bit, if anything.
Okay. I go, Rob, are you okay?
And you see the beautiful brunette-haired girl whip her head toward you. And she's like, "Oh, I heard three's trouble. 1, 2, you and me, Peter, Paul, and Mary." I'm quoting Britney Spears at this point. And she does the agonizing blast again. And you see two beams of light come from her chest.
Does she hit? I have 13 as my armor.
She rolled a 13.
Ooh,
Yeah, that hits.
wait. It hits?
Meets beats.
Yeah, with her modifier, it hits too. Each of you roll a 1d10. Just Robert and Nick specifically, because she has Robert under her control, but she doesn't want him getting too powerful. Boys are just like toys.
I got a 0. Does that count as a 10? Or is that a 0?
That counts as a 10, my dude.
Oh, no.
It's what happens when she unzips her cardigan.
9 damage. 9. I'm getting rocked by these things, dude. Holy cow.
She
Wow.
flips her hair back. It's like, would you believe how good my hair has gotten since I started eating boys?
And I'm just like on the ground, like,
I look at her and I go, I'll have you know, I ain't no boy. I'm a man.
Ugh. And I believe your telepathic link between her, because she's a very chaotic player, may be broken because she may not have control of you anymore because she has harmed you. Just so you know, Robert.
Me?
Yeah.
Bets.
Do we have an initiative order, or
No, so you guys haven't started combat yet. You guys are just keep
We're
walking
just
into
getting
where
rocked,
Jennifer
yeah.
is, getting got. So,
But she hit us, so we should be starting initiative, right?
yeah, go ahead and roll initiative if you guys actually want to fight.
Yes.
Oh, I
So
want to
far,
fight.
Robert has
He hit
been
me
made
with-
a dummy.
She hit me with her chest beams, with her headlights. So
I got a 13.
I got a 6.
Okay, I got a 6 too for Jennifer.
I got an 18.
Nice.
Okay, Joshua.
But he is a little further away, so
He could use a ranged weapon attack because he used the Eldritch Blast earlier.
yeah.
How far away am I though?
So you are right outside the forest. You are you are right within the tree line. You can see within like 25 feet of the tree line that Jennifer has Robert
Okay, so
over
I'm
there
30 feet
and
away.
Nick about 10 feet away.
Cool. So I can move 30 feet in a move. I'm gonna move up to Jennifer. I'm gonna sneak up on them as I'm invisible and get as close as I can.
Okay, awesome. So that's your turn. Robert, what would you like your turn to be?
Here's what we're gonna do. So as a paladin, I have quite a few spells up my sleeve.
Ooh.
So here's what I'm thinking, guys. This lasts for 1 round. I'm gonna use command. It's a first level enchantment. You speak a 1-word command to a creature you can see within range, and they must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on it their next turn. Let's see. Some typical commands and their effects follow. So I have 5 commands: approach, drop, flee, grovel, halt.
So you need me to roll wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just roll against mine, so I roll 1 and you roll 1.
All right, let's do it.
Yes, I guess that's it.
I rolled a 10, and my modifier is +0.
I rolled a 19 and I have a +1 on my modifier.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
So what happens to Jennifer?
Let's see. I'm gonna say, what do I want to say here, guys? Let's see.
What were the options again?
Approach. The target moves towards you by the shortest and most direct route, ending its turn if it moves within 5 feet of you. Drop. The target drops whatever it is holding and then ends its turn. Flee. The target spends its turn moving away from you by the fastest available means. Grovel. The target falls prone and then ends its turn. Or halt. The target doesn't move and takes no actions. A flying creature stays aloft provided that it is able to do so. If it must move to stay aloft, it flies the minimum distance needed to remain in air.
Okay, well, we're trying to capture her and either bring her back or just end her because she's, a demon, or bring her back to the DAD. So
I
probably
don't
one of-
necessarily want to use approach though. Maybe just halt. I'm gonna look at Jennifer and say, halt, with the sign of the cross. Just gonna.
She hisses at you, and it's completely still because you won that turn. So, Nick, it is your turn.
Well, first off, I'm going to use a bonus action to throw. Wait, Rob, do you want your sword? How bad do you want
Yes,
your sword?
I would love it.
I use it. I use a bonus action to give Rob his sword. I toss it to him and go, "Here you go, here you go, pal." And then I run up to her. I charge up my fist, and I clock her in the face.
Oh my god!
I'm a fighter, baby. fist
You
fighter.
are a fighter. You're a fighter through and through. How much damage is she gonna take from that? Actually, roll the hit, please.
I got a 5.
That does not hit. What did you think this was? Elementary school? She's frozen, but she is still sassy.
I guess.
What did you think?
Okay.
This was elementary? You're so jelly, you can't even get me.
I look back at her and I just get angry.
So, Robert, with that action that you made, is my turn gone? Or
Essentially, because I think you can cast it. I can cast it either during your turn to stop what you're doing, or if I cast it before, it essentially just skips you.
okay,
It's just
so
a
you
command that
skipped
can be
my
given at
turn.
any
You've made
time.
me frozen for this round of combat. So
Yeah.
Jennifer is prone. Go ahead, Joshua, with your next turn.
Okay. So now that I'm within arm's reach, well, I'm just gonna attack her with my staff, and that's a 13 plus 4, 17.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Right, so that's 2d6 damage. That's 11 damage.
Okay. So she takes 11 damage. So basically what you do, you come up behind her. Are you still invisible? You have not broken your invisibility.
What I would like to confess, at least according to the invisibility spell, is that it takes concentration. So when I get close enough to her to attack her, I think I lose concentration on the spell.
You throw the staff over her neck and you pull it tight and you start to choke her. Within that, the staff is long enough that you're able to tilt it and you kind of smack her in the rib cage as well, cracking a
Nice.
couple of ribs. So she definitely takes some damage and she cries out in genuine pain. It almost sounds human. And Rob, it's your turn.
And I now have my sword as well. So I think I'm just gonna raise my longsword and roll to hit.
Okay.
The 15 hit,
A 15 hits.
5 damage.
Okay, 5 damage. She takes 5 damage, and with your sword, you manage to like cut her arm. It's nothing too serious, but it is painful, and her scream can be heard through the woods. You start to hear the pumping of music though, coming from the gym, as if the dance is starting.
Oh no, guys, we gotta hurry up. I have a date.
All right, Nick. It's
Part of
your
my
turn.
cover.
Wait, I can also take a bonus action because that was only
Okay,
my
go
first
ahead.
action. So because the guys are around me, this spell is actually a bonus action. It's called Shield of Faith. A shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of your choice within range, granting it a +2 bonus to AC for the duration, which is 10 minutes. So
Nice.
I'm gonna give Nick the +2 bonus to his armor class.
And are you guys both within 5 feet of me?
Yes.
Perfect. So then my protection works too. So it's a quid pro quo here. She gets disadvantage on all her attacks as long as you guys are within 5 feet of me.
Damn. Okay.
All right, my turn. Here we go. I'm gonna give her a nice sweet uppercut through the chin, and I'm gonna yell, "Detroit smash!" 15.
15. That's a hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Huge.
All right, that's an unarmed strike. So that's an automatic. Plus strength modifier. It's only 4 damage, but I am going to then use my action surge, which allows me to take 1 additional action, and I'm gonna give her another sweep punch right across the face.
So as basically all 3 of you, as Joshua's had her like chokeholded, Rob is taking a slash at her with his sword, and Nick has come up and just pow pow.
Pretty much.
Yep, that was a 14. Does
Just
that
wanted
hit?
to make sure. No.
That doesn't. Oh, my second one misses. All
The
right.
second one misses.
Ah,
And she looks at you and cracks her neck and says, "My turn." And
Oh.
cast Eldritch Blast again. This time trying to shoot Joshua, who is behind her, and Nick, because you just finished punching her. So
Wait, she can hit 2 of us?
Yeah, it's 2
she has
beams.
2 beams of light. She's a level
Also,
5.
Nick, your
Yes.
armor class is +2, by the way. Just a reminder.
Yes.
Bring
Okay,
it on.
perfect. I'm ready.
Well, so this is her cantrip.
Wait, Josh, are you within 5 feet of me?
I am. Well, I'm holding her.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. That's
So-
perfect. Okay.
17 was her first roll, and 14 was her second. These are cantrips, though. She can just do them.
Yeah.
So that hits me. So
Yeah.
I would assume I'm blown back?
Yeah, roll 1d10 for damage.
Okay. And in response, I'm casting Hellish Rebuke,
Okay.
which is one reaction which you can take in response to being damaged by a creature within 60 feet of you that you can see.
With a dexterity saving throw that I have to make, right?
Correct. All right, so I received 6 damage.
Okay, my
That's fine.
dexterity, I only rolled with my modifier an 8. So how much damage do I take?
Dexterity is 10, so that's a fail. So that's 3d10.
Holy. Okay.
3d10 damage.
Well,
Okay.
there goes 10 damage right there. So you just, like, as a result of her casting a blast at you, you just set her on fire, basically.
So that is 16 damage.
Abuse.
Oh, okay. Good job. I'm doing math
She's
here.
still up, man. This is one tough teenage girl.
Yeah, she's still up. She's tougher than you guys expected. You're like, maybe we could have recruited her to be a part of the DEAD. But it's a little too
No,
late for
she's a
that.
demon.
So,
Oh, she's a demon.
after your reaction, and after her Eldritch Blast, which hit Joshua but not Nick, you see the blonde come out of the woods saying, "What's going on here?" And she is geared up, ready to go. Go! She yells, asking you guys, pleading with you guys to let Jennifer go.
Can you not see she's the demon?
She's gonna join the initiative because she doesn't know what's happening here. So she has joined the group, and the closest one to her at this point is Nick because Joshua got blown backwards. But she rolls a 2, so she misses. You notice she grabs a box cutter out of her backpack and swings it at Nick, but she
I
misses.
used my shield.
So, all right, and back in the beginning of initiative, it is Joshua's turn again after his crazy big reaction that he had.
Nice. So speaking as a creature?
Yeah.
Sure, you can speak, but if you make any like rolls, I'm gonna count that as an action.
I just want to let the blonde know.
She has a name,
Jennifer-
Josh.
I don't remember her name.
Innit?
What is your name? You shouldn't be here. You don't belong here. And I cast Eldritch Blast on Jennifer.
You
thought
shouldn't
you
be here.
I thought you meant on the blonde, bro.
Not
I was
on the
like, oh,
blonde, on Jennifer.
Okay, so
Alright, so I got an 18 plus 2, that's 20.
she's like, "That's my best friend. We have sandbox love. Are you kidding me?" How much damage did she take?
1d10, and that's 10 damage.
Oh my
Of
gosh.
you.
So she's looking rough at this point. She's looking bloody and beaten. And she looks over at the blonde and says, "Sandbox love never dies," as blood is like dripping from the side of her face from all the damage that she has taken from 3 boys beating her up in the woods outside of a school.
And I yell, "Don't believe her, she's possessed."
The girl looks to you. Let me roll her. So she rolled a 17 for persuasion. She says, "You don't think I know that? I know she's a demon. She's still my best friend."
Oh, brother, this guy's it.
She's like, "If you're gonna take her down, you're gonna have to go through me." And she puts herself in combat right next to Jennifer. So she is right up next to you.
Now we're gonna have to beat up a real teenage girl?
So now it's Rob's turn.
All right, I don't really want to have to deal with her right now, so let's see.
If you use a command again, Rob, could you command her to make her tell
I could command her to just leave the fight.
Oh my gosh, you could. I was gonna do something complicated, like make Jennifer admit that she's probably gonna kill her boyfriend or something.
But I mean, it'd be more beneficial if I just because I don't have to use that spell when it's my turn. It's just a command can be casted at any time. In that case, I think I'm just going to roll to hit Jennifer anyway, since we're all already teaming up on her.
Okay.
Don't get distracted from the mission. That's what I'm gonna say to Nick and Josh. I rolled a 10, which I'm assuming does not hit.
No, it does not.
Okay.
She looks at you and spits a little blood out of her mouth and says, Is that all you got? And she opens her mouth and black ooze. She just pukes black ooze at you. It's not poisonous or lethal. It's just gross.
Super
Gotcha.
gross.
Nick, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna punch her across the face again.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna clock her, and I'm gonna yell, "Shield bash!" But you know it's with my fist.
Okay. Casual flex, but okay.
That's a 26.
Holy you punch her so hard that like you actually hear the bones in her neck crack. You hear and her whole neck goes like a little bit further than necks should go, and then it rears back. How much damage does she take from that?
4 damage.
So she is prone. I need to roll saving throws to see if I can bring her back to life. You've not stabbed her in the heart. Your DEAD training would say at this point you would probably need to stab her in the heart.
With
But
my
Then you
shield.
roll a saving throw. So my first saving throw was 19. Immediately runs to the blonde. To clarify, the blonde immediately runs over to Jennifer's side, who's laying on the ground prone. Says, "You monsters! What have you done?
We're
How
not the
dare you!" And she is taking additional actions against you guys because she is a battle master.
Wait, what?
So, with her box cutter, 'cause
What?
she is closest to you, Nick.
What?
She, with her box cutter, she comes at you.
What?
She rolls an 8. That's no bueno.
No, I blocked it with my shield. I look at her and I go, "What?"
She said, "That's my best friend."
You don't understand. She is gonna murder people. She's gonna murder your boyfriend.
I don't care. She's my best friend.
If you don't care about murder, we're taking you out too.
All right, and now it's Joshua's turn at the beginning round of combat again. Jennifer is prone on the ground. Needy the blonde is standing over her, defending her body with a box cutter, willing to
With a
fight
box
for her
cutter?
life.
Would
All right,
call
guys,
out-
we just gotta get the box cutter out of her hand.
I'm gonna yell at Nick and Rob, and I'm gonna tell them, "Call up HQ, I got this," and I'm gonna tackle the blonde and
Okay.
try to get the box cutter out of her hands. Just try to manipulate it out of her hand.
Okay, go ahead and roll an unarmed attack, just so we can see if you can actually get her to the ground.
15.
With a 15, let me double check her AC. Okay, so with a 15, that is matching her AC, so you're able to get her down to the ground.
Do I get positive control on the box cutter?
Yeah, you are able to knock the box cutter out of her hands, and you pin her down, and she's like, "Aren't you a teacher?"
Only on the side.
Defense against the dark arts teacher.
Yeah, she is horrified that a teacher is pinning her down in front of the body of her best friend that 2 other guys are standing over. So,
And I say, "You look horrified, but you're the one trying to cut me with the box cutter. So maybe I should be horrified?"
I don't know about that. All right, Agent Rob, it's your turn. You still have a demon whose body is still here, who needs to at least be stabbed in the heart before she is considered dead.
Guess I'm the only one who can actually do that. Okay, I guess.
What are you talking about? I can stab her with my shield.
That'd be wild. That'd be a wild choice.
Okay.
It's just like taking someone's heart out with a spoon, you know? You'll get there.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll with my longsword. 16 plus 4 with the modifier 20. Probably
Yeah,
hits.
That hits.
So I don't really need to roll for damage. I'm just gonna take my longsword, go.
And with one ear-piercing scream that almost comes out of the demon itself as it enters her chest, you just hear a shriek that makes all the trees in the area shake for a half a second, and Needy covers her ears, her hands over her ears, and all of a sudden you look back and the body of Jennifer is gone. There's just black dust remaining.
And I'm gonna turn to with Needy,
Mhm.
Needy.
Anita,
No,
Oh,
needy. Like she's very needy.
Niri. Or her name
No,
is.
Needy. Needy.
That's her name.
Yeah.
What a
It's her
whack
nickname.
name, bro. Okay.
It's her
Anyways, I'm gonna say, see, now do you believe us?
Dude, she believed us from the beginning. That wasn't the problem.
And she looks at you with anger in her eyes, still ready to fight you.
Hmm.
She's like, you killed my best friend.
Wait.
Unless you guys can convince some way out of combat, she's determined to fight all three of you.
I look at Needy and I go, Needy, look, she was a demon. She's been dead for a while now. Your friend was gone. But we can offer you revenge against those who turned her into a demon. Do you know what happened to her? How did she turn into a demon?
You need to roll persuasion to see if she's gonna actually answer your question. I mean, you guys accomplished your mission. You don't have to stay here. You can push the
Yeah, we
teenage
can
girl out of the
leave.
way. You can capture her. You can do like she's still a girl. She's a battle master, but she's still
I mean, I can command her.
Well-
You guys know.
Just so you know, it's not a nat, but I got a 1.
Okay. So with your 1, it's very unpersuasive. So as she is on the ground, still pinned down by you, Nick tries to make this impassioned speech that does not work. So she tries to
Let's kill.
poke your eyes. She tries to put her thumbs into Joshua's eyeballs. So
Not those pretty blues.
No, those pretty blues. Let me roll for that and see if that will make an unarmed hit. That's a 17.
So what's my damage?
2 1d4s, 1 for each eye.
Substitute
So-
teacher, blue eyes, finance,
So
Eldritch Blast.
it's only 2 damage, thankfully, from that because she's just at a loss. She's exhausted and in pain at this point, being pinned down, but she does make your eyes bruise quite a bit.
They're no longer blue.
They're purple.
Josh!
You guys have accomplished your mission. Are you guys going to keep tormenting this girl in the woods, or what's your plan?
Let's go for the car
Guys,
and
let's-
get out.
Come on, let's take her back to the HQ. We'll show her the ropes, and we'll get her all healed up. Get her head.
Whoa!
She's like, why are you taking me to a second location? That's what happened to Jennifer in the first place.
Yeah, guys, she's
Stranger
gonna think
danger.
She's gonna think.
Probably need to
that-
question her anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can't let her go back to the school and expose everything that just happened either.
Roll persuasion to see if you can
You got a
convince
point.
her to peacefully come with you.
Use command, Robert.
Let me roll.
Oh yeah,
21.
21. So
Yeah, I have a
Rob,
plus
what
3.
is your? What do you tell her?
I'm gonna say, look, I know this looks bad. This is all part of something bigger that you probably don't understand right now. But we have answers, and you have answers we need as well. Just come with us, and we'll take care of you.
Agent Joshua loosens his grip on her and allows her to sit up. He rubs his eyes, and Agent Rob offers a hand down, and she reluctantly takes that hand, and she says, I just want to know what happened to my best friend. And the 3 of you guys and her slowly and quietly walk out of the woods while the dance is happening. Dusk is starting to settle. You leave the forest knowing that you've done the right thing. You have vanquished the demon. And you hop back into your hot little car and head back toward Agent Dead, where Needy will be questioned. And who knows, maybe Needy can join the agency.
Yeah.
But congratulations. I'm actually really surprised. You guys rolled really high in the beginning where it counted.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was really planning on making a snack out of at least one of you.
that
We got really
was
lucky.
good. Yeah.
That was
I
all,
lo-
yeah. The rolls were
Wait.
really in your favor for this game.
Wait, guys, I have a date to the dance.
Oh
Oh no!
Oh no! And poor goth Janet stands outside
I-
the dance doors all night long, waiting.
I call.
Mm.
Can I call Chief Big Mac Macabre and be like, "Hey, Chief, we need a body double, preferably someone under 18."
Big Chief Mac Macabre says, I am not giving you one of your clones to go hang out with a minor. End
I'm
of
not asking for a clone.
conversation.
Send a child agent. Send one of our recruits.
He hangs up the phone, and you
No.
guys are headed back to the agency. So you have successfully completed your mission. You have Needy with you to get the answers that she's longing for. But as a result, you also have broken Janet's heart. So congratulations, you three. I did think this was going to be a lot harder. You all have leveled up to level 4 because
Yes,
both Needy
let's go.
and Jennifer were level 5. So congratulations.
My
Wow,
punch
we
will
actually
be
did
that
that
much
really
stronger.
fast.
Yeah, you guys kind of crushed it. I was not expecting it to go quite that well.
All right, everyone. Even though I forgot my date, don't you guys forget to like and subscribe to this podcast to listen to more of our crazy adventures and wonder whether or not we could survive the horror movie. Thank you all for listening. Don't forget to tune into more episodes of Survive This Crit. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.